friends. So today I want to talk about Rugrats All Grown Up, the 45-ish minute special that served as the pilot episode for All Grown Up, the Rugrats spinoff that lasted for about 5 seasons. So we begin this Rugrats special with the babies watching a movie about a scientist who is trying to build a time machine to go to the future. They talk about how a time machine would be a great invention. Chuckie doesn't really see why anyone would want to go to the future because the present's so good and the future can be scary. Angelica comes in and shows the babies her new tapioca machine and sings a rather interesting rendition of America the Beautiful. The babies aren't fans of her rendition, but Angelica just sings over top of them. Throughout her performance, she's stomping around, squirting juice boxes and crushing cookies that are in her path. Tommy gets interested once her song is over and decides he wants to play with it too. Angelica tells him, no way. Tommy tells her that it's not fair because she always plays with their stuff, so they should be allowed to play with her stuff. Around this time, Dee Dee brings in some fresh cookies and sees the mess, and Angelica heard her coming, so she had grabbed the microphone and turned her back to the babies and was just pretending to sing into the mic. That way she can say, oh, I was so busy singing, I didn't notice the babies make this awful mess. Dee Dee just kind of sighs because she has a feeling that it was actually Angelica, but she's not going to come out and say that. And she puts the babies in their playpen so she can clean the mess up, during which time Angelica takes all of the cookies while telling her Aunt Dee Dee that maybe the baby should just be put in timeout forever. What? That is toxic, Angelica. The babies are, understandably, fed up with the way Angelica treats them. She won't let them play with her stuff, she's taking their cookies, she's lying to Aunt Dee Dee to get them in more trouble. Horrible. Tommy breaks out of the pen and his heart is set on playing with her karaoke machine. Chuckie tries to convince him to stay away, to go back and watch Jill spit up, but Tommy is not listening to his best friend. Tommy begins to sing into the mic right as Angelica comes around the corner and a chase scene begins. Tommy refuses to let the new toy go, dragging it through the living room. Which, if I was Angelica, I would be mad too, because karaoke machines, probably not cheap. I don't have one, so I'm not sure the price, but I'm sure it's up there. The cord gets caught around Jill's baby chair, but the babies manage to pull and tug him into the closet with them. They hold onto the door as Angelica pulls on it, telling them that they have until the count of 10 to open the door. Of course, Angelica can't consistently count to 10, so she's just shouting out random numbers. Tommy wishes they could go to the future so Angelica can't boss them around anymore, and decides to put random objects from the closet together to make his own time machine. We flash forward as Angelica decides that it's time for 10, and we are first greeted with a preteen Angelica getting on to the babies, now preteens as well, for taking her Emika CD. One by one, the cast tumbles out of the closet. The kids are getting ready to catch the bus when Stu walks in wearing his disco dancing attire, which Angelica says, how embarrassing. Which, yeah. We learn that Stu and Dee Dee are going to a dance the next day, along with the other adults, and we learn about his lucky medallion. The bus pulls up with Tommy and Angelica's Grandpa Lou driving, of all people. Most of the crew sit up front while Angelica goes to the back to sit with her friend Samantha. She gives her friend a CD to look at, which the younger kids have covered in peanut butter. Ew. Chuckie looks back and makes eye contact with Samantha and panics. Chuckie tells Tommy that when they made eye contact, his stomach started to turn. He wanted to smile at her, but he was too afraid that his lips would get stuck in his braces. Cutting back to Samantha and Angelica, they discuss the Emika concert taking place the following night, the same night as Stu's disco. Angelica, in a typical teenage fashion, is telling her friend things that aren't quite true, not even close to being true, though these are mixed in with a couple of truths, like saying that she went to Paris, because she did go to Paris in the second movie. Samantha's kind of wary about the things Angelica is telling her because it's all way too good to be true or way too interesting to be true. And Angelica tells her that she has the same necklace as Emika, to which Samantha says she can't believe it in a, yeah, I'm sure you do tone. As everyone is exiting the bus, Chuckie and Samantha accidentally bump into each other. Chuckie's biggest fear at that moment comes true, and as he goes to smile, his lips turn up and get stuck in his braces. She pulls out some chapstick and gives it to him, causing his crush on her to grow even deeper. In the classroom, Mrs. Guppy is having students show off their science projects. After Tommy takes his turn, Angelica comes in and pulls her cousin out for a family emergency. Out in the hallway, Angelica asks Tommy to wear Stu's gold medallion to the concert. Tommy tells her that he can't because his dad is wearing it to his dance. Angelica tells him that she'll never do anything nice for him or his friends ever again. We see the kids in the lunchroom, and Chuckie sees Samantha and Angelica heading their way. He panics over his hair and gets Tommy to flatten it, which makes a disgusting noise. Like, Chuckie, do something with your hair, man, please. Samantha is grossed out by the sounds he makes because he doesn't really say words to her. He just kind of does this and walks off. Angelica makes the observation that the redhead has a crush on her best friend. She makes a deal with Tommy that if she gets Stu's medallion, then she will get Samantha to talk to Chuckie, which Tommy obviously agrees to. Tommy wanted to ask his father about the necklace when he got home, but Stu is telling the other adults how they're going to win because he has the best dance partner, the best dance moves, and his lucky gold medallion. We see Tommy at his desk creating a replica that is made out of a dog biscuit for some reason. Why didn't he just use clay or literally anything else? He goes into his parents' room and swaps the medallion out. When Spike wakes up, which he was sleeping in Stu and Dee Dee's room, he smells the biscuit and eats the fake medallion. Thinking that the actual medallion was also a dog biscuit, Spike takes that one as well. The boys think that he must have eaten that one as well. Stu takes notice that the necklace is missing and lectures his sons. He tells them, almost in tears, that he's had that necklace for over 20 years. Angelica and her family come in, and Angelica is excited about the concert. Stu and Dee Dee tell them that they're in the middle of a family emergency, and Angelica learns that it's about the missing medallion. Dill almost comes clean about why Tommy took it, but Tommy covers up for Angelica and says that he wanted to wear it to the concert. Dee Dee and Stu, going by the revised Lipschitz version, say that they have to ground him. Angelica tells her cousin that she can forget about her getting Samantha to talk to Chuckie, which is horrible considering that Tommy just threw himself under the bus. That way he wouldn't throw her under the bus. Actual toxic behavior. But she wouldn't be Angelica without it, right? Stu is depressed, saying he doesn't even want to go to the dance anymore. Dee Dee tells him that they're going anyway because she's wearing polyester and platform shoes. A knock at the door reveals Susie Carmichael, who came to babysit Tommy since she couldn't get tickets to the concert and was available on such short notice. The kids are in the sandbox, saddened that Tommy is going to be missing their first concert together. They start to sift through the sand and realize that Spike had buried the medallion in the sandbox. Tommy gives his friends the necklace to take to his father, but his friends say that he should be the one to take it. We see Susie watching a rerun of the movie that the babies were watching in the very beginning. Tommy and his friends sneak around the house and try to break out using the infamous screwdriver? What are you going to do with jamming a screwdriver into a door? Susie, who is obviously used to their tricks by now, is waiting outside on the stoop, telling them that she knows them well enough to know when they're up to something. They thought that they were going to be in trouble with the older girl, but Susie tells them whatever they're doing, count her in. Angelica sees Tommy with the necklace and runs over to him. Tommy tells her that she is not getting it, and if Samantha can't notice and talk to Chuckie all on her own, then she is not good enough for his best friend. Samantha walks over to them, and Angelica begs Tommy for the necklace. Tommy tells her that she needs to start telling the truth now, which she actually does, which is surprising for Angelica. She comes clean to Samantha, telling Samantha that Tommy is her cousin, it's actually Tommy's dad's necklace, and Samantha gets upset and begins to walk away. She notices Chuckie and turns to talk to him. Angelica swoops in and introduces them in a very delightful way, honestly. The two bond over braces, with Samantha telling Chuckie that she used to have them and she drooled, which Chuckie was like, wow, you drooled? She tells Chuckie that he'll look cute when they come off and says that they should all sit together. Susie begins to leave, but Angelica gives her lifelong best friend her ticket so she can help Tommy take the medallion to her Uncle Stu. We see the adults at their dance, which seems to be a competition of some sort. Stu is struggling, but hears his oldest son shout, "Dad." Dill throws the necklace through the air and Stu catches it. It gives him the confidence boost he needs, and the crowd goes wild over his and Dee Dee's routine. The preteens go back to the venue, and Angelica begins to sadly walk away since she no longer has a ticket. Tommy thanks her for being so nice in the end, and Angelica tells him that they're cousins and they're stuck together throughout life. It was a very sweet moment, especially compared to, the beginning of the special. It's at this time that Grandpa Lou comes out, telling them that Angelica's speech was one of the sweetest things he's ever heard. He actually has a spare ticket since their Grandma Lulu went to Egypt, and he gives it to his granddaughter. At the concert, Emeka picks Tommy to come on stage and help her sing a song. Angelica begs her to let them both come up since they're cousins, practically twin cousins, and Emeka agrees. The three sing a song called "A Friend to Me," and we see a flashback montage of the cast's Rugrats days. The clips are from various episodes, and we even see a small clip from the pilot episode, which has never aired on TV. The clips are in no specific order, with the seasons being mixed throughout. Back in the future present, Angelica's too busy dancing around the stage, so Tommy begins to sing a solo. When Angelica realizes that Tommy is having a moment in the spotlight without her, she gets jealous and goes over to take the mic from him. They fight over the mic on stage, and the two tug and pull until they end up going behind the stage curtain. The babies are now back in the present day, and Angelica finally gets her karaoke machine back. The babies have broken it and drooled all over it, similar to what happened to the Emeka CD when they were first in the future. The special ends with Angelica screaming for her Aunt Dee Dee. This special is, and always has been, one of my favorites. I love Rugrats and I love All Grown Up, and I remember how big of a deal this 10-year anniversary special was during the time it aired. Everybody was talking about it, and it even got its own special Nickelodeon magazine issue. The characters stay true to their baby selves, obviously with areas of growth. Then again, Phil and Lil were really excited about spaghetti because it reminds them of worms, but at least it wasn't real worms, right? It's so fun to see our favorite babies 10 years in the future, and honestly, the adults too. So what did you think of the Rugrats All Grown Up special? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you kind of on the fence about it? Let me know down below.